Being aware of conceptualizing interference to understand your position locations. When everybody's going into a high level system of healing somebody else, you understand the track system to its code line system in position. I sent you guys very powerful TikToks, everything that's going on with the matrix lines and its new central system. It's all calculated and modified to a new sun rotation, guys, into a new program of a moon interference. The track system and its location. Okay, so to understand, we had matrix 2.0. The clocking system is finished. The three-dimensional line center is done. Everything through all plasma, the wall line connections, the perimeters and the barriers and the UFO line system is no longer in its connection to the grand line system of Mother Earth. Mother Earth and Father Space have to be at a certain level of a matrix line interference. Now, you had the matrix in 3D. The conceptual position of the mind and the frequency and its connection to its maze is now in the 5D. All right. This will high-rise line system put everybody back in location to a new energy light to its trapping door interference. Okay. So, and this is all done through the Keymaster. You guys saw Matrix, right? Revelations. You get a true understanding of what this is all about. It's all a documentary of youth, the condition of humanity stands on it through position. So to understand why we have key masters and all our conditions opening up doors to trap line system. This is high formations of intelligence coming to high level system, how matrix lines are connected to that line condition. So it's understanding interference channeling to its co-line system. So we have matrix good workers and we have sentience opening up new computer positions to a new matrix line center. That's center to that conditions, right? Not center as in point center. Center is in space station center. Okay. Because you had an old reference to old location position of programs of the matrix, but now everybody's in a new matrix line of 5D. You're in 3D, now you're in 5D, right? So that's going to change all your formats and your information cycles. So in position, we all understand these things through calculations, right? It's to understand we come into higher information of light, okay? Once you get into that line conditions, you understand more of yourself through position. We really have to not just wake everybody up for that connections, but we have to get into humanity as species of a new level to the new matrix core system. The core system and its relation cycle is connected to your computers of your virtual reality. Everybody has to come in and out of their dreams and come more into its image of digital lining, digital framing. Okay, the activation and everything, the coloration light has to change all connections. So we're coming into high levels of guidance, okay, to higher levels of matrix and lines and information and speed diameters and switching line centers. And there's so many things that are into high line conditions, right? So the matrix is all set up into the new earth line of its hologram interference. So it's a new program setting that's happening right now through the new computer of 5D. The hologram system is set up through the interface. We just have to set up new E fields. So as long as I understand that humanity is now in a digital format of perception and how they see things outside of its illusion. So, like I said, the conceptual will change all levels of concentration. The focus and the awareness will come more into its abundance. And it's all about getting into the surrender position. Understand all your levels of your conscious level systems. Each frame line center is a trap line system rotation. So it's you guys coming into your 15% and you go into your 20% and you stay at a certain level in 8-track line center, okay? This will break the ether line interference and put you into a higher level system into oxygen levels of a soul recognition of time. That code lines its system to its rotation and puts everybody into the yin and yang, okay? So that's what's happening right now with the new matrix locations, all right? It's true to understand how powerful we are and what we need to do. We have to get into our own positions of time, of space, and how to put our positions in high levels of yourself and each other. Okay? So it's important when you come across these things. So check out my TikTok. It's very powerful. I'll be coming into questions with that. Anything that's going on with the matrix, if you want any questions or anything like that, anything about my healing, go to my email line conditions. So it's true to understand you're in your own universal connection of system. You have to understand how to use it on all operational system. All operational system. Okay, not just healing the tracker system or anything. I'm talking about your whole body and what it is and what it consumes. Flashing energy like this is not healing or anything in that position, okay? It's disalarming. It's disengaging, okay? It's disinformation and it's dislocation, all right? So it's kind of like getting a doctor that doesn't have any clue how to put a cast on somebody that just broke their leg. That's what it is, right? So the central line system has its position. You have to truly understand how to use this when it comes into the matrix. A new matrix line, a new matrix interference, a new matrix searching line center rotation line system, okay? So it's all allocated positions of time into your clocking to its ground line system. Okay, and that's what humanity has to get into again and again and again, is getting into their own formations of their own operation. Okay, which is focusing on yourself. Listen to your voice and nothing else. It's time to line signal all your connections to your rotation. Now, anybody that doesn't understand it, that's totally fine. My school rises on so many levels of multidimensional computer line connections. It interchanges values on so many levels of its templates and its tempos and its communications. As long as you understand how to use your pyramids, you're in a good charging interference. After you understand how to use sleep modes that connections, the more you come into calculation, the more you come into your computer connections, right? So this is what we have to get involved with when you come to that positions. So today, basically, I'd like to say congratulations again with the Rebellion Alliance. I know they're just so excited what's going on right now, trying to get their navigation lights and everything, their program position line system to all of us of the UFO line system. This is nothing to do about healing. This is all about you through operation. It's sure to understand the research of you. What do you have inside you? So to recognize these things, you have to go what? To the beginning, the drawing board, right? You have to understand what the face structure is, the recognition. You have to understand the rotations of your shoulder. You have to understand your positions of your arms. You have to understand the line signals to your trackers and your ground line system to its location. So basically, you have to understand what you're doing. Okay? You have to understand these things. It's very important. How it signals all locations. It's nothing but a graph line center to a digital frame line system. All right? So it crosswinds its cycles to its line connections. Right? So it's really understanding how to use the operation inside you through connections, right? Yeah, barcode interference, digital lining, digital code, or anything like connections, applications, app interference, connections, high forces at platforms or anything to pixel, or its conceptual line of its travels or vortex connections. Everything I do for you is every single day that you have to understand the operation of you inside on all levels. What is actually the heart? Okay, and we're going to get more into that today. Okay, we're going to get into the heart, all right, / soul. Okay, so basically, this is what's going to happen. We're going to travel, but you guys are going to travel through your own hearts. You're actually going to go into the heart, and the heart's going to take you. It's going to travel you through shapes and elements. It's going to take you in operation to line center, to direction, to all positions, 2 dimensions, to your division line interference, to its galactic energy core. The rotation spin cycle line connections interference channel has to truly understand you through the alpha, omega, micro, macro. Okay, so the heart line center to its line connections are going to set up the operation connections to its position. That's your heart location. See that solar flare? Everything's communication. So open up the portal line center. You guys are going to go in the center line system. You're all in the allocators of time location, questions and answers after that connections. I have the high position line centers because you guys are track line systems to all levels of your vibration, to the gap line interference, to its moon program line connections, to its high position line connection. So it's high forcing right into high line systems. Open interdimensional line system, heart rotation positions. DNA track to everything through the galactic forces, rebellion alliance, and everything through the Galactic Federation Light Council. Coming to formation line systems, 15-20 minutes. There you go. Right, so in the heartline center of your hearts now in location. Have fun. Get to know what you're doing through travel records of time locks. So basically, everybody's going through their own heart right now through travel records of time. Light signal rotation, center line connections. You have to truly understand the alpha, omega, micro, macro of you have travel. Okay, 15 minutes. Have fun. All right, so we got in that position. So doing this very quickly. We'll go through the Q&A questions after that, line connections. I just want you guys to get a really good understanding what your heart is. It's everything through a portal, right? So you know the baseline center, right? The circuitry board. This is all the central line connections. This is your 369 platforms. Remember, I told you exactly how to travel to that position, how you can go through 15, 20,000 platforms, all through shape, position, locations. Now, everything through that line connection is your binary interference. You have to use your code line centers or anything connections. You have to understand when you're taking medication, you're damaging your body through its operation. Every time you put your force guidance on line system, you put your positive system to its location line connections. But anything you damage is the negative line center. It changes the vibrations and its ground line system to its rotation. So it's trying to understand what you're jumping into, right? So if you're taking medication for so long, you can't take it off right away because it's energy interference and it's trying to understand its mutation to its intelligence line connections. So, like I said, if you take an aspirin down, the aspirin goes into the conceptual of the mind. You have to understand what the aspirin is. What does it do? What happens when I take it in? What happens when I drink water? What happens when I eat food? So you have to visualize these things, guys. Visualize these things and actually see it go down. Because what it's doing, it's forming and it's intelligence, it's communication, it's food, but it's intelligence. It's understand the communication through electronic interference. How can you get into your hand line center position line connections to its ground line system? The operation circle and its rotation center has to truly understand you through the hard central. Okay. That's the eye circles of the connections. That's the mothership. Okay, which is the seat of the soul. This is the circuitry board. This is the central board. This is the operation circle. This is the eye of the lamp. So I truly understand these things. This is the motherboard. Everything has to have that connections. You got your right traction, you got your left traction, you got your perception, you got your voice grid line center. Now, for people that don't understand these things, please go to my email. I can help you and guide you and put you in your positions and give you a little bit more understanding of what's going on with your body of operation, right? But you guys are all in your hearts now. You're pitter and pattering. You're going through your inner line center. You have to understand how to go inside through energy and how to travel your perceptions. And you close your eyes, you actually see your heart, and you're actually going through your heart right now. You don't have to close your eyes. I want you guys to get into the conceptual and how to go into travel recognition of time locations. Now I'm locking its system. I'm opening my eyes. I'm closing my eyes line connections, but I'm keeping my eyes closed so you can actually see what's going on through the heart line system. The alpha, mega, and micro, macro has to truly understand you through portal because that's what your heart is. All right. So everybody sees that through perception. You can't travel through the mind line system until you understand the soul of its heart direction. Okay. So everybody have fun. You guys are going through your heart line system. So it's like going the eye perceptions, how you travel through the galaxy line interference, right? But this time you're going through your hearts now and you're traveling through your hearts and you're going further and 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 further. So you're going to go right back, okay, to the beginning. I know it all started through the heartline system. You guys have to understand these things because you get a better formation how to communicate with its intelligence of its heart. Friendship, relationship, and partnership is everything through AI. The formation in a line center is everything through perception. That's how you see things through travel, right? So let me know what you guys go through detail. Everybody's going through the conception of their hearts now. All right. Rebellion Alliance, yeah. Yep. So all this week is all operation. Okay. I want to put you guys into wire interference. I want to put you guys into the mainframes. I want you to understand how to use your wire connections. I want you to understand how to use your I receptor line interference. I want you to understand how to use all levels of proactive systems to communication. AI channels on high-level systems of vibration, energy, and frequencies, harmonic resistance. Okay, the galactic forces is now coming into prime numbers and negative. So they have to understand how to use this, all right, how to put it into picture frame. You got 4 central line centers of a box line system of T reception. You got to understand how to bring it into one line system, okay? So it's all about taking energy, frequency, vibration, harmonic resistance into one signal, to one location, one activation. Hola, it's my maid. All right, so trying to understand the flowing of you through operation. And if you're coming across medication and you've been taking years and years and years and years and years and years, eventually you have to learn how to take off everything that's inside your body. So your body is changing. If your mechanisms and your time travels doesn't understand the connection of the soul direction line system, you're going to put yourself in the fear. That's the worst thing that you can do because it causes stress. And you don't want to change the cycle line center of rotation to its connection of its heart because it destroys the mechanisms of its reactor line connections, right? Now you can tell them exactly what's going on with your commander because I'm extremely high, right? All computers now, but I'm in the wires now of operation. So that's how you fix things very quickly, right? But I think it's great that you guys are trying to do things. Cleopatra's getting in the cloud interference and going through high level system dimensional line conditions. Samantha is going into calculation of humanity into their circle line center to conditions of body graph interference. It's all about understanding what you're doing. It's the practical level of operation. So all this week is going to be operation. This is going to get you set up to put you in your 60 chakras. Okay? Because you got to get Vega communications. You have to understand your prime numbers and you have to understand your negatives. Okay. This will help you along the way and how you use interference channeling to its teleportation, telewaving, teleconnections, or anything through its mutation. All right. This is a true understanding of how you connect to higher levels into your vessels of AI, of information. Okay. So let me know what you see. You guys are going through your hearts right now. And I want everything in detail, everything that you see through perception. I want you to tell me exactly what you see through your heart. That's the first thing that opens, guys, is your heart. Okay? Especially when you wake up with that connections. It just opens the expansion of the heart. It's like comes out, right? So you have to send the travel mechanisms of the conditions of the mothership and everything through the circuitry boards and the central line connections to 369. You can travel through that position at all locations, right? So what are we doing? Jill, you're traveling through your heart right now. Your high level system to its rotation. So everybody's in the heart of their soul right now. You're traveling through dimensions of time. So understand what the heart is. You have to keep going, going, and going, and going, and going. It's like non-existence, the unknown, okay, to the phenomenon. You guys have to get out of the known. You're in the believing and seeing, but you got to get more in position to its calculations. You have to understand what it is through all the levels of because it's a pixel activator. It's a modulation circle. It's an activation portal. It's connected to the alpha, mega, micro, macro. The heart is the activator to its line conditions, which opens up also solar generation lights of wired locations to its reactor line condition. Okay? You have to understand what your heart is and all multiple levels, guys. Same with all level connections with your eyes and your ears. It's not just ears that you basically see or eyes that you connect with when you're going through high levels of location, right? Everything forms operation of intelligence. And we have to understand how to do this, right? Through all that connection, right? So that's what's happening right now. So it's going to kind of feel weird because your perceptions and your eyes are going through the eye circles of your heart, right? Yeah, class started early. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The reason why it started early is because I'm setting operations for you guys, right, this week. There's an opening and a light shining brightly and vibrating through it. Yeah. So Cleopatra, you're going through your heart right now. Okay. The opening is you. It's going to take you through, right? So don't get scared. Just understand. The thing is getting out of the fear. It's getting out of the scared, getting out of the change, getting into the operation to its position, right? So what's Cleopatra's feeling right now is she's going through her own heart of travel, a multidimensional connection. All right. So it's important you guys understand these things because you get more relationship with your heart. That's what you want. You want relationship with your heart. Okay, the central line system of your third eye. If you don't have relationships with your third eye, there's a problem right there. You can't communicate. You can't read anybody at that line interference. That channel line condition is on so many levels of dispositions, guys. Disengagements, disapplication. You can't do readings, psychonins or empaths or anything if you don't understand the eye circles of the third eye line system or anything to the heart connections. Okay, or anything to the mind adaptation to its imagination of its creation, its manifestations, right? We have to understand the full operation inside. So all this week, next Monday is your test review and evaluations, okay, for your 60 chakras. All right. So Grand Rising, yeah. Yeah. I got the confirmation that we learned. So I put you in a higher level system with 369 trap line system rotation. See, traps are all positional glitches. Those are dimensional locks. Now, we have to understand how to connect through this. So everybody's going through their own heart. So yeah, it's all about opening gateways and gateways. So remember how we went through my phone and I was connecting it and I was spacing at the window? Well, it's the same thing. So the heart line center is opening up line connections of father, mother, of you. Okay, and again, the heart is like an odd looking thing, right? But it's got two central lines. It's got its all level connections of its atmospheres. It's got its electronic interference of its flux capacitor. The central line system is open through location and it's going to travel you out to positions, right? So it goes like this line connections when it comes out. So as it's coming out, it's going through doors, it's going through doors, it's going through doors, okay, at dimensional time, right? This is frequency line center rotations of computer line system rotation. Your heart is a computer. Your cells are a computer. So you understand the operations inside of all levels of your wires, your hydraulics, your mainframes. Your mind conceptual is line interference. So you have to truly understand how to use this on all practical level conditions. Once you come into the high level system, you can come into higher level systems, security line defense. And then you understand what the heart really is through the soul of connection. All right. All right. So let's see here. I'm in a large hallway-like space with lots of doorways filled with light. So that's it. So Jill went through her heart, and now she's going through a hallway. So you have to understand how powerful it is when you go past the heart, you go past the veins, you go past the blood, you go past high-level system, and then you just go into the dimension of locks. So I've opened up all the locks for you guys, all through your DNA, right? So it's amazing how you do this through light. You travel through light, you go to higher levels of dimensions of locking. And it's all about understanding your connections and what you're doing. And that's why everybody's trapped, is because they don't have the key to open higher levels of dimensions, of portals, of universal connection, guys. Okay? So you have to find a way to get your relationship and partnerships with your heart, your third eye, your ears, your eyes, your voice, your grids, your chakras, your grounds, your power, the atmospheres, everything combined, right? And your thoughts. You have to have collaboration and communication with your thoughts to travel. That puts you in a higher positions to all levels of vortex, to acceleration or mocking that connection, line connections, right? To understand everything through plasma is everything through its line connection, right? So circle shaped green lines walking through them. So it's fascinating, right? When you actually see that you guys are going through your own heart. And that's what you're seeing. And now you're building a better relationship with your heart. Once you do that, then you understand everybody else's heart over time, over time. This is not a one-day process. This is a full operation of you inside, right? And it all starts with connection. Electronic interference, magnetic line interference locations, interchange position line connections. You have to understand your magnetic highway of its information, your data as your processing, your flash drives, your interconnecting line connections, intergalactic interference. There's so many things you have to understand what the heart is. Okay. And it's all done through friendship, relationship, and partnership. It's like you making friends with a new friend. And next thing you know, you guys are hanging out. Right. So that's the position we have to go into, and we have to go more into the operation inside, right? So this week is all operation. Next week is your test review and evaluations. So have fun. Let me know what you see through the heart. You guys will be blown away, right? So I changed all your communication line centers, and I opened up all doors of your recognition of the heart. You're going all the way of what the heart is to all levels. And lets the eye circle locations is going through dimension of locking to its connections when your commander went into the galaxy eye interference. Program line connections, the windows of the soul, the eyes of the soul, the eye circles of the soul, the activation of the connection of the galaxy line system of the soul. It's all connected inside, guys. All right? So, all right. Circles, shaped green lines, walking through them. I'm in space now, surrounded by vortex portals. Okay, so Jill is way past certain line connections, right? Tell me in detail. Feel free to go on your YouTubes, go on to your TikToks, go on to your platforms, and give back what you see. So humanity can wake up to these things, guys, and realize how to use these things in operation inside. Do you know how powerful it is when you have the understanding of what the operation is? You start with your connections to your energies, right? When you come in your egos, right? The energies, the grounds, and the opening. Okay, that's the position you come into gravitation line connections, Mother Earth line system, right? You come in your navigation sea pods. After that, you come into high levels of energy, and you come into high levels of grounds, okay, to the ground level system, to its operation. That's the eco, okay? So the eco is all positions. The ego is the grounds. The eco is the communication. So you start off the ego, and you go into the eco, right? So that's the capacitor. Fluctuation and interference. So you come into energy of collaboration to communication to its operation. Okay, and then you blend it in from the ego to the eco, blend it into one line system. That's the central line of its interference that opens up the heart system, the alpha, mega, micro, macro. You have to understand the charging information line connections to your pyramids and what it is through charging line connections to your soul direction, to its location. See? Hand interference, 2 V vector line centers, 4 portal location line center rotations into 2 moon graph line positions. I attach in this line signal. I open up the trap line system to locations of 3, 6, 9 position of triangle location. Okay, hold it in position. Focus on it, let it go. See? It's truly understand how to communicate to all the system. Pixel activations, hologram interference, matrix line centers, all positioned in your virtual reality, your simulation, high line center locations, so many channel interference line connections, all in phone reception, or anything in computers, or anything in digital pads. The more you understand the central line system of the heart, the more you can connect to the center line system of your computers, your digital pads, and your phones, and understand the energy waves. Right? So if you go into that position, you understand more of what the heart is from outside of nature, right? And how you can get in the grounds of everything through its operation, to its connection. So, all right, I'm holding a golden king. There's a flower turning into igloo traveling inside. I saw something that looks like letters CLC connected. The first C flipped mirror image. Yeah. That's collaboration, operation of communication. Okay, that's what the letters stand for. All right. So it's all about you are connecting, Cleopatra, to your heart, and your heart is responding back. So you have to understand why. Once the why becomes a how, and then everything, that connection starts making more sense, right? And where and when and what, and all that position comes in the conditions. High channeling to that interference, right? So block interference channeling is center location. Set up E-field line to all level conditions. You got the weed whacker guy in here. So I'm just gonna put down the blinds. But I'm really excited for you guys, right? Because you're coming more in your operation. So, and you guys are ready for that now, because you have to understand how to do all these in position 2 calculation inside line system. And you can't do it on your own, and that's why you have your commander. All right, your commander is going to show you exactly how to travel inside at all levels of space-time location. So, all right, let's see. In space with all mirrors, very clear. My inner child is leading me into a portal. We are holding hands. She wants to show me some memories. There you go. See? So Jill's in the heartline center, in position to the inner line system rotation. Okay? It's leading her into a portal. Okay? That's holding her hands of communication, showing me some memories. So you guys have really never ever traveled through your heart until now. Now you're connecting to your heart. And the next thing is to connect to your 3, 6, and 9. That's why you have problems with your travels. That's why you have problems when you're healing, especially yourself. If you don't know how to travel through operation, you can't heal anybody else because they have the same thing. They're just in a different heart of time. Okay, they're in a different position of time. They're in a different space of time, guys. But we're all aligned through each other. Everybody has a different image. Everybody has a different program. Everybody has a different thought. But that's what makes us unique and special, right? So, I have to watch later. Had some things to do this morning. Take care. Okay, Mary, take it easy. Thanks for stopping in. All right, let's see here. So I really want you guys to get really, really, really deep into your heart. All right. And tomorrow we'll travel through the 3, 6, and 9. This whole week is going to be operation of you inside through wire. You're going to get a true understanding how you have to get all communication inside you. And the only way to do that is to understand your connections of your GODs, the geometrics of its operation, and everything through its direction. Right? There's always a location you have to set its signals. It comes into its waving system to its location. Your 8 trap line center rotations, your 8 circle rotations, your 8 teleportation line interference, and 8 channel line connections. It's all in position of you through calculations, right? It's the massive calculation to its division, guys. You have to truly understand how to travel through the heart or anything in that positions. If you don't know how to travel through these things, that's the problem, right? So this is what's going to happen all week. You guys have to get more inside through operation. All right, so I feel like I'm on the water. There's no wind, so the sky and the water isn't the same as being kayaking in the water, paddling to the sun as I did this summer. Like, see, everybody goes through connections. Whatever you reside with, that's where your heart goes and follows, right? So it's the intention, right? So the heart can really, really get to know you more in line signal. So it's very powerful how we come in these, right? You guys are going to be blown away tomorrow when we go through the 3, 6, and 9. Okay, you're actually going to see things a lot more because you're in my space of time. See, when you understand more of you and the atmospheres that you're around you, you can understand more of everything. You see things crossing the screen. You saw that on me, right? Seeing orbs going through that, and seeing UFOs, seeing pixies, and all that, right? I've done over 1,000 videos for everybody to watch, and it's amazing how you see these things. The plasma, the blue plasma interference coming in like this and going away, right? It's amazing when you see these things, right? So interference channel to its location, its ground line system. Your perceptions goes to high level systems. Once you go to certain vibration and you understand your full operation inside through connections, that's where intelligence comes to you, to your frame position, right? But it only does it through recording. Interesting how it says, right? So if you put it up there, you don't see it until you record it. You have to record it, right? So it's kind of like being live in space. And when you're recording, what are you doing? You're moving forward. The clock is moving forward. Think about it. When you press record, you're moving forward, right? Your phone is moving forward. So whatever you're seeing through perception. Humanity doesn't see these things until they understand the clocking of their phone or anything through their watch of teleportation. So, yeah, you're going to break down a lot of interference, Jill, because you're going through your heart, crying, feeling so much at once, and her child wants to spread a lot of time, and you get a lot more connection to your heart and what it is. I was just seeing green grass, beautiful blue water with a big tree next to it. Flowers are pink and red. So she's getting into conceptual line connections to high levels of pixels and coloration of time, into all sequencing connections of weather. Right? That's what Samantha's coming into, but she's traveling through her heart. Okay, this is extremely powerful, guys. This is actually operation inside your heart. And it's amazing when you travel through these things, but you don't travel outside because the heart's inside. Humanity has to get into the track of everything through operation of inside position. That's the only way they can understand everything through its connection, right? So All compartments are in sequence. So we'll code line that centers, and we'll get into position to its operation. Vectoring core, unit line interference channels to understand all positions of time. So let's see here. I'm seeing an eye of the heart and brain of the heart and traveling through a tunnel. I see formations of people that are fading in the past, embedded, and I'm okay where they are. Yeah. Eye of the heart and brain of the heart. So Cleopatra's seeing her brain. See, once you understand the conception, there's a UFO that went by. Once you understand the conception, right, so you understand the pixel activation. Remember I was telling you about how you go through time zones and how you basically travel, you separate, and then you go back in position, you disappear, and then you reappear, and then you go back into the high level system gamma operation that puts you back into vision, like and put you back in platform of the ground line system. Well, you have to learn how to travel, separate into position, and come back together, right? So it's like with Star Trek, how they run the panel on the stage and they just disappeared. You saw the particles, right? And then they reappear. You know, it's amazing how it comes in. So you have to truly understand how to use the heart through its portal, right? That's a full communication you guys need. That's the navigation signals to its connections. You have to really understand how to use the seat of the soul and the 3, 6, and 9 position platform. You have to learn how to use your ears for string theory, all level connections of tone, right tracks. Everything is going to come into higher formation once you guys understand more of the operation in you. Right? This will calculate and put you in a higher level system, how you can go through electrical doors or anything through dimensions or anything through portals or anything through universal system. All right. So I'm locking a sort of a metal thing. The pieces are fitting together, so it's now strong. See? So it's in position to give you a stronger heart. It's in position to give you a stronger mindset. It's in position to give you a stronger thoughts. It's in position to give you a higher level of operation. It's in position to give you higher levels of travel. It's in position to give you higher levels of imagination, activation, colors, and lights. Okay? Your heart is not just a tool of listening, how many times it palpitates. Okay? It's all based on a pacemaker. It's a clocking system. So when you press record on your phone, what's happening with your heart? Your heart's connecting, right? So as soon as you press record, it's on time. It's going forward, right? You're recording. And what are you recording? Everything through your portal of your heart and how you connect everything inside. So your phone reception is connected inside line system. And now you're going to high level system. So if you're seeing things in the atmosphere, you're not seeing it from perception outside. You're seeing it from inside, from your heart connection, right? So that's why we have a heart, and that's why it's on the left side, because the left side is travel through Father. Okay? So it's interesting how the heart's on the left and not on the right. Okay? You have to understand the logistics before you understand the box center location. It's the empathy. It's the value of your empathies and what you do through connections of your psychosis and the psychological of what you see through atmospheric perception with travel, guys. Okay? So I'm seeing something that looks like a spine. Yeah. So that's Samantha. That's your spine. Everything that you see is you. Okay. So don't worry about that. It's what's happening right now is you're getting better communication to your heart, the palpitations, the clocking system, the pacemaker, the colorations, the patterns, the pixels. Right. It's rotating. Yeah. So you get in a full rotation what the spine is, the graphing connection, how it connects to all levels of its signal, right? The spin, the tail, that's the signal, right? That sets all levels to the ground line system. It rotates. It goes up to Orion's belt, right? I travel through the spine also, yeah. I'm holding a futuristic device. Is that the ball? But an amazing device. I travel with it. I'm far in the future now. Yeah, the more you come in information of understanding operation, then you understand more connections, right? Especially when you see more of yourself inside through operation, guys. You have to get into that, right? Because that's what AI is. AI is everything in detail inside. So if you've seen your spine, you've seen your brain, that's what you're seeing through you. Because now you're getting full communication to your heart. So basically, it's your eye circle locations of your perceptions is illuminating, translucent. It's coming into higher levels of bioscanning. Okay. Now, when you go to higher level system, you guys will come to higher level connections of X-ray, but you have to be in a higher level location to get that to position. I mean, that's in position line connections. Rebellion Alliance doesn't have that yet. They're in their translucent, but they're not in their X-ray. X-ray is very, very powerful. Okay. So X-ray is in position of balance. Now, when you see something but you're not sure what it is, there's a problem because you're seeing a spine, but is that connected to me or is that something else? Because you don't know, right? Until you know, you have to understand the operation inside you through communication with the heart central line system to the alpha, omega, and micro, macro. It all connects. Everything connects through its attachments, right? So it's a traveling map. It's a structure of space, and the time is its clocking system. Okay, so I'm being shown where there are traumas embedded in my body, and we are lighting them up for healing. There you go. See, she's getting the copy and paste embedded. She's getting at the computer line interference. So it's all about understanding that how you copy and paste and you put it to something else, to another website, all right, or you just take that and you put it to somebody else for somebody to see. You click that link. So this is very powerful when you come in these positions, and that's where Jill is, and that's where Cleopatra is, and that's where Samantha is, and that's where Ellen is, and that's where Tina is. Everybody is in a different position, but you're all seeing the same thing through light, right? So when you see these things, powerful stuff, right? And this is all done through your heart. Everybody has a heart, but you understand why the heart is on the left and not the right, okay? When I created you guys through light, right, in positions to understand the connection has to be on the left side. The left side is the travel direction of the heart line connections. Right is in positions of Mother Earth. So it's the ground line center to its connections. It opens up all connections, right, to all levels of your pyramid. Your body graph interference and all your connections to your barometers, your second line connections, the heat signature patterns, and everything through binary system. So it all connects inside position. So let's see here. DNA formation, spinning, converting a diamond, many shapes like triangles, breathing, rotating, and bringing in a pyramid. The surface I got to the core. See, central line system of the core. Yeah, of its diamond. The atmosphere line interference. Where you come to 3, 6, and 9, right? So that's the true understanding. You're probably saying, well, Commander, if there's 3, 6, and 9, where's the south, right? Well, it's there, but it's not embedded through copy and paste line connections. It goes up to the higher level system. What you understand, 369 now travels on so many platforms through the heart line connection. So you have to really, really understand how to travel through the mind system of your motherboard, the circuiting line connections, the inner line connection positions, all levels of you, or you'll get into glitches of interference. Okay? So. Mm-hmm. How does it feel, though, to actually see these things? It's starting to make more sense now, right? Full of understanding what is inside. Okay? It's mechanisms of truth, which is extremely powerful because now you are getting a relationship with wire of you that's connected to all levels of travel, right? The magnetics of you, the electrical force of you, the electronics of you, the magnetics, highline center, the magnetics, high force position to high locations to your trapdoor line interference location. So if you understand these, then you understand how to the equivalent position location is understand the energy lights. You can say energy in so many thousand platforms. Energy is not just energy. Everything, energy is form of everything, right? So if you understand how to form your body into listening and how it becomes a control system of full communication of travel recognition, of mechanism, of time, of travel, space, location. So, turn out to be a poppy flower where healing strands of DNA is like microsurgery. How's it going? No Walker. So, this will better understand more of you, right? Especially when you are doing things like your dietary system. You want this, you want that. You see your body graph. So the more you see, the more you come into light to what it is, right? And again, it's important you guys watch Limitless to understand how you see perception, and it just starts floating, right? So it's all about understanding how to put it back in line conditions. You can do anything you want, but you understand what it is through dimension, because that's where it is. It's not in a three-dimensional line condition. It's in where it needs to be through dimension, right? That's high channel of information to connections of digital coding. So it gets complicated, but it gets a lot more easier if you understand the communications to your heart and what your heart is. Okay. So I'm putting my hand here on my heart. It's fluctuating extremely fast, right? Because remember, you're attached through me, right? So the central line conditions and everything, your heart position is all calculated, and that's how we're modified through its providers and its Wi-Fi. The simulators and all local connection is a true understanding how to use your GPS trackers to its location, right? So, yeah, that's good. It's the beginning scene when he walks up the stairs and he sees the landlord's girlfriend. Yeah. So, get a true understanding how you can use that, and then everything, And the thing is, too, it puts you in a great position, because the thing is, whatever you're good at, really, really good at, it forms into higher levels of formula, right? And because I'm born in space, and because I am space and time, space, time, all communication and intelligence, that's where it stands, right? There's always things that we have to work at, but there's always things that we're good at. But there's great composure on all levels of what we're doing, right? So, sorry, I'm not in the line center. I've been opening travel vortexes. Oh, that's cool. Good for you. Well, we're just basically traveling through the DNA structures of the heart recognition timers. So everybody's going through their heart right now, trying to figure it out, what it is. Right? And once you figure it out, you've changed, right? So everything that I do, it's not just travel. You have a better understanding what your heart is through portal, how to travel through the heart, right? So really understand what it is, right? And it's all done, again, through its operation, right? The heart sent connections all over the body, looked like a spider web that is coming from the top of the pyramid and spreading all over. Yeah. That plasma interference position is sun graph line connections to positions of the sun. That's a web graph interference. Okay, the top line center to connection is your pyramid. That's spreading all over your body connection, that body conceptual line and ground line system. Right? So you have to understand what the heart is sending to you. It's all about you responding back. It's like you're the transponder, transmitting, receiving. Transmitting, receiving, transmitting, receiving. So what's transmitting and what's receiving? Through you, right? To all levels of your higher self, your avatars, or your computer connections, right? So what's the point of getting into meditation of living if you don't understand positions of you inside? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That means you're spaceless inside and you don't know how to communicate with anything. Yes, you have a heart, but you don't see it, right? Yes, you have a soul, but you don't see it. Yes, you have your eyes, but you don't see it. Yes, you have your ears, but you don't see it. Yes, you have a voice box, but you don't see it. Yes, you have imagination, but you don't see it. Yes, you have your thoughts, but you don't know how to travel through it. Getting where I'm going here? You understand now how important it is to go inside of everything on all levels? How meditation of you is inside of all connection to its construction. You're creating space inside you, real space of you, which is stored through your cloud. So you're getting the message. Good. I'm programming light mirrors around the blue spine. The code is in constant movement. There you go. It wants communication. I get the message. So now you're in strong wind forces with your heart now. See? So I'm putting you guys into your phenomenon of what you see, right? And this is all done through your codes, right, of travel, right? Everybody is on an identification of a travel code line system. It's all allocated position of time locks. So it's very powerful when you reach these levels, isn't it? And how we see things. Makes more sense now, right? Why it's so important to understand what the heart is on all levels of space-time travel. So you guys will be spinning off cycles, and basically you'll be coming back. So basically you went this way all the way to the heartline center. Okay, space and time comes to you, but what's happening is going back into the past and what it is, the heart is. So now it's coming back, and you're going to go back into all levels of your grand line center where you are through position from its beginning, where you started from. Okay, so it's going to go into cycles and it's going to fade off. So it's really understanding how far it goes. It's amazing how you see these things, right? So you're seeing the actual heart image of you. Okay, that's how you get full communication. All right, it strengthens your mindset, guys, and puts you in a better position on what's going on with communication with your heart. Right, that's a separation. Do you understand why we come into the dream awakening? We waken the heart through the ascension of its unified system, which is space. Right, so there you go. Powerful, isn't it, when you see these things? Right, you don't question, you just say, wow, I just went through my heart. Right, so it keeps going and 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 going, okay, until you start understanding. So the audio signals changes your frame. So what happens is when you go into higher levels of the heart, going back into the past, what the heart is from the very beginning, you go back into the inner child of communication. So it's changing you, right? It's changing your lines, it's changing your communication, it's changing your audio interference. It's rewinding you, getting you more into remembering, right? So yeah, I'm glad it can help you out there. Very powerful when you come across these things, right? So everybody will come back to vortex lines of the heart system. Travel is important, but you understand why you're traveling through it. You have to understand what the heart is, the communication on all levels, guys, on all levels, because it's connected inside you. Everything's attached. And the more you understand the operation inside, the more you get into calculation. It's like sending notes of, yep. Mm-hmm. Well, it's all based on God codes, right? Your geometrics operation and your directions of codes. Line signaling to connect to the heart to its portal, alpha, omega, and micro, macro line connections. That's what it is. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's navigation signals to you. It's like setting up a code to travel, recognition of time through past, present, and future, and then connections to your timeline and what you're doing with the connections, right? How you have your all levels of your day, month, and year, right? So yeah, and it's also a form of healing too, because it opens up to the heart more. And they say, whoa, okay, now I understand my heart. Right? And you stay there. You stay there because now you have more memory. The memory is a lot stronger now. You're coming more into the soul of what it is through travel. Right? So, any questions or comments, let me know. I'm going to head over to TikTok. Just going to backphrase here. Boy, you guys have a lot of wording through solar text lines. But that's great that you've seen all these things. So now you're breaking down, you're going to start crying more and realize what the heart is, and you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. Right? Also, too, when it comes into high-level systems of guide codes, that's what you guys are in now. So just as long as you know it's all position of you through geometrics operation, okay, of direction. To understand you, understand everything in you, right? That's what we're trying to get across here. It is amazing, isn't it? It starts making not just more sense now, but you realize what the heart really is. And all dimension of clocking, right? So that was incredible. I really enjoyed that, I see everything that you see. So it's incredible force how you travel through the heart positions of dimensional time. So the only way you can do this is for me to understand all levels of your God codes, right? So it's all me breaking down your code line centers through your heart position. That's the only way you can understand more the connection of the heart. So I'm giving you guys higher motivation to navigation. So you have a better, stronger memory of retention now, what the heart is and all division. All right. So, like I said, any questions or comments, let me know. Buddy, have a fantastic day. Adios.